Hey everybody, what is up? And welcome back to another anime first look with the MKninja with Desert Punk. So for this anime, I actually did hear a few things about it, and what I heard was interesting enough to sell me on it and make me interested in seeing it and reviewing it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. The anime is 24 episodes, so I'll base this off the first 8. How'd it fare? Let's find out. Right off the bat, I can tell the anime doesn't take itself too seriously, and I love that. It can really work if it's done well. Anyway, the story centers around a bounty hunter who calls himself Desert Punk, although his real name is Kanta. He's a pretty badass bounty hunter, albeit quite short, who has made a reputation for himself as a badass. One day he partakes in another mission to take down their gang, kicking their asses with traps and getting back the trinket he was hired to get. But he gets outsmarted by another bounty hunter, a very curvy woman named Junko, who declares herself his new rival. So the story essentially follows the adventures, or misadventures, however you'd like to phrase it, of Desert Punk, with the characters he meets, the battles he fights, and the missions he takes. Although the story is quite basic, the environment and the setup does allow for some interesting things and scenery as well as culture. Plus, future stories like this are pretty interesting, so I'll let it pass. The characters are a lot of fun so far. Kanta is a very entertaining main character, being very snarky and also pretty badass and also pretty crazy, and he's a lot of stuff, but he's also really fun. He has a ton of very funny lines, even though he's played up as a badass, and he can deliver in that regard, but the show still has a lot of fun with his character. I like his weakness for women and how funny it can be, and I really started to like this guy early on. He's easily one of the most enjoyable main characters I've seen in a while. Needless to say, I think he's a great character. Then there's Junko. She's a pretty fun character too. She's definitely a femme fatale character, and those can be great if done well. And I think she is. She isn't above using her looks to her advantage, which even though some might say is sexist to women, hey, it's a good strategy, so yeah. She's got a fun relationship with Kanta, and she's given quite some time to shine as a fun character. And the last main character is Taiko Kazumi, or Koizuma, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's a pretty adorable character that actually becomes Kanta's apprentice. She's determined, even if she sucks at her job. She's also a pretty funny character, and I like her too. There are side characters that show up like the Machine Gun Brothers and other people like that, but they don't usually show up enough to make too much of an impression, even though they are pretty interesting. But those 3 main characters are very good. The animation and the action remind me of another anime from around the same time as this one, Grenadier, and I really like that anime. Seriously, it's a really good one. Both have a bit of corniness, but also a lot of fun to them. The action is pretty fun and animated fine, and the character designs are really good. Something I didn't think I'd talk about when I was thinking of reviewing this was the comedy, but it turned out to be a pretty strong element. Not only is Kanta a very hilarious character with a lot of very comedic moments, the writing can also be very funny and strong. It can even pull forth wall breaks that are quite hilarious and unexpected. I was not expecting this element at all, but I really enjoyed it a lot. The voice acting is done by Funimation, and they bring in some pretty good voice actors to do the job. Eric Vale provides the voice of Kanta, and he does a really good job. It sounds like he's having a lot of fun voicing this character. Stephanie Young voices Junko, and she does a good job too, although not as good. Taiko is voiced by Lucy Christian, and she also fits. Other voice actors like Justin Cook, Jamie Marchi, and Troy Baker pitch in, and they do a great job as well. Even though it does sound pretty corny, the English dub is pretty good in my opinion. Overall, Desert Punk is a very fun anime if you're in the mood for something that can be lighthearted, but also has enough action and maturity to it, and does take itself seriously at times to make it more for adults. It has great characters, a fun setup, and a lot of very funny moments. Check it out and see for yourself. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Also make sure to check out my supporters, all their great stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.